there's still people coming in.
That's not my problem. We're starting on time.
Well, actually, we did want to blow people's minds just a little bit. We are about 2 minutes early.
Please be seated and welcome to Mass on this Sunday, February the 9th, 2020. Glad you're here.
Hold on.
What's the matter?
Okay,
that's us.
We're on. Yeah.
All right, so we're glad that you're here. I have to tell you, what an absolute beautiful morning it is to be alive in Sacramento, California today, Ronnie. My drive over here was stress-free.
Yeah.
And I actually got to watch the sunrise.
Oh, nice.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
And when I make this one left down at the end of the street, Ronnie lives in a weird kind of complex area. And I make this one turn, you're looking right into the sun. I know you know what I mean.
Yes.
Yeah,
Definitely.
and right over the mountains in the east. And oh my gosh, it was so beautiful. And I hope wherever you are, you find some beauty in your day. Boy, what am I doing? Some kind of travelogue picture show here?
It's beginning to sound a little bit like that.
Yeah, that's not what I meant at all. Yeah, we're glad that you're here. This morning, the very first thing I thought we would jump into is a couple of emails that I received, Ronnie. But before we do that, I want to give everybody our email addresses. They are going by on the screen, so if you don't catch it, you'll see it. Mine is Lou, L-O-U, at menaresosmart.com. And Ronnie's is
Ronnie at menaresosmart.com.
And that's Ronnie with an I-E, R-O-N-N-I-E.
Correct.
And if you have questions, you can send them to us. Suggestions, comments, whatever it might be, you can send them. As these people have done, I have 2 letters this week.
Oh, dang.
Right off the bat.
My favorite's the letter C, because C's for cookie. That's my favorite letter. Yeah, that's my favorite letter.
Pie. P is for pie. I love pie. All right. First of all, before we get to the letter, what are we doing in the chat room here?
So,
the chat room.
Anon wins the First In.
Wow, the
award.
coveted First In award. That's amazing, Anon. You must have been waiting for us for hours with coffee.
He was here even before the little pop-up came in. So
wow, that's dedication there, I tell you what.
How the hell he did that.
Anon needs one of our T-shirts.
Yes, or a sticker. I'm thinking he'd enjoy a sticker a lot more. Rick Clemenson's here.
You're just picking at that wound, aren't you?
Hoolie's here.
Hi, Hoolie. Good morning, dear.
Sasha, Sledneck, Jason.
Good morning. Jason's here, and man,
he had some surgery.
Wow, did he ever?
Yeah.
Did you see this morning's picture?
I saw the one last night.
Okay, maybe that's the one. I just thought this
where
morning.
His proboscis was a little bit enlarged.
Yeah.
And I told him that he should probably see about getting some surgery to make the rest of his head bigger so that his nose looks a little bit more normal size.
See, that's good advice. That's what you get on this show.
That's solid.
You know, when it comes to medical advice or automotive advice.
I'm not a doctor.
No, you're not.
But I do play one on Mass.
You do?
Yeah.
From time to time.
Right.
And, you know, he also always helps me with automotive problems. I'll demonstrate. Watch.
Yeah.
Watch this. Oh, Ronnie, man, I'm so ticked off. I think my alternator in my car is bad.
Ooh.
I don't know what to do.
What kind of symptoms are you showing?
Well, the charging rate seems to be low. The red light's on the battery.
Do you check the air in the tires? You always start there. You got to start with checking the air in the tires.
And he plays a doctor on Mass.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Good morning to everybody. Thanks so much for joining us today. We're jumping right into the action. Here we go. Ronnie. Dear Lou and Ronnie, what was the weirdest or worst jobs each of you ever had? Mine was wrestling crocodiles, she says. This is from Rachel in Sydney, Australia.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't think I could top that one, Rachel.
Yeah. Crap. You know, one of my first jobs was one of my worst jobs. I never made more money though. I was making way more money than all my friends. I was an apprentice electrician.
Oh.
But we were working on 40-foot scaffolding. We were inside banks and car dealerships, and we were changing out fluorescent light bulbs and the ballasts that start them up.
Well aware, yes.
And then also cleaning the fixtures with a damp rag, where you take the bulb out first, and then you swing the rag back and forth. And if that wet rag touches one of the sockets, you get a little bit of a zing, and you're 40 feet in the air standing on a 2x6.
Oh, holy moly.
So, yeah.
I guess the worst job that I ever had was one springtime when I was in college. A friend of mine, you probably remember him, Kerry Pierce. He said to me, "Hey, I got us a job, and all we got to do is supervise a whole bunch of people from Mexico." Avocado from Mexico. And the job that I had was someplace up north. I honestly, God, I don't even know where I was. And we got driven up there in some kind of van and dropped off. And my job was to drive a front loader through a riverbed while 5 or 6 people from Mexico were throwing particular size rocks in the bucket. And once the bucket would get full, I would drive out of the riverbed and I would go up this 1-lane highway that was a dirt road. There was no highway. I shouldn't say that.
Right.
And then I would take that load of rocks over to another group of people from Mexico who spoke no English, by the way.
Right.
None. And I would dump all the rocks, and they would like bundle them up in this wire entanglement.
Oh, yeah.
What did I tell you before the show?
Don't hit the microphone.
And so they would bundle them or pile, whatever. And so then I'd drive back down and get back in the river, on the front loader, doing this through the riverbed. The water was up to about the wheels,
Right.
Oh, yeah, it was.
So my question is,
Yeah.
when you were driving there, were the Mexican laborers, were they blindfolded?
One of them seemed to be.
Because
He
that's
kind
not
of liked it, though.
It's not a good sign if the workers that are working for you are blindfolded.
So I did that for 2 weeks, Ronnie. And you know what we ate? We ate tortillas and hot dogs every night. And some beans. Beans. Remember the campfire scene from Blazing Saddles?
Yes.
And
God.
you know what? Me and Carrie lived in this like trailer. And all of the people from Mexico would sleep on the back of this truck bed in sleeping bags. And those were our accommodations for 2 weeks.
Luxurious.
So finally I said, you know what? I have had it. I have had enough. Rachel, I hope you're enjoying this. I got to get out of here. And so they said, well, there's a truck coming through here about 11:30 this morning.
Just put this blindfold on.
Just catch a ride with him. Long story, even longer. I get in this truck and we're driving home. The windows are open. There's no air conditioning. It's like 105 degrees. And a bee flies in the window and stings me right here in the face by my eye.
Of course it does.
Just to add insult to injury,
Yeah.
So that was by far my worst job.
That's not a great job.
No.
By comparison, my electrician's job sounds pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Rachel. It ain't wrestling crocodiles, but there you go. There's the answer.
Hey, I just want to say hi to Sledneck, Lou and Ronnie Fan 500.
Oh, good morning, Dustin.
Rusty Nipples. Roxanne is here.
Good morning, Roxanne.
Jason Sledneck. Wait a minute. Let's see. Gay Delcon. G-E-Y.
Oh, yeah. I've seen that before.
Delcon.
Hello, everybody, he says.
Yeah.
Hello to you. We don't know if you're a man or woman or otherwise. No offense, no deference.
Yep.
But we don't know. We just don't know based on your name. It sounds some sort of bar in Star Wars.
or possibly a robot.
yeah, sure. Could
The
be.
J. Delcon 2000.
This next letter, Ronnie,
Yeah.
is asking for some advice.
I have lots of it. I'm an expert. I give advice
He
on
does, believe
everything.
me.
Every
Everything.
subject.
You know it. Okay, dear Lou and Ronnie, excuse me, I was out having drinks with my friends on Friday night. So that's just like 2 nights ago.
Yeah.
This letter got here quick. Well, it's an email. It's not a letter.
True. Yeah.
Shoot, I didn't put the name down on this. Oh, Sharon. Okay, Sharon. I was out having drinks with my friends on Friday night. That's when I met David.
Never met a good David.
From the moment I saw him, I immediately knew he was my soulmate. It was love at first sight.
Okay.
I couldn't wait to ask you guys, there you go. Do you believe in love at first sight? Wow.
Because if not, I can walk by again. Yeah, that's an old joke.
You're an old guy.
It's pretty bad.
That joke's older than you.
You know, I think I do. Because my wife and I kind of had a connection right away. I felt like, you know what? Yeah, this could be it. And I know she had the same feeling.
Well, I know you like to speak for her. And since she's not feeling well this morning, she's not going to weigh in.
She's under the weather.
Yeah, so Ronnie knows she's not watching, so he's going to push it.
Yeah.
All right, Ronnie, as my partner in crime, I'm going to beg to differ and say, no, I do not believe in love at first sight. You know, the interesting thing about this is she met David.
Right.
On Friday night, and I'm just wondering, and she was out for drinks.
Right.
With her friends.
So I'm wondering if breakfast was served Saturday morning.
Did you two hear Last Call? Did you spend Last Call together, or did you hook up at Last Call? Something.
Because a 2 at 10 p.m.
Yeah.
is a 10 at 2 a.m.
Is that a cop saying?
Well, if it's not, it should be.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of cops at closing times in my times.
Uh-oh. Oh, my God.
What?
My wife's watching.
Oh, great. Now you're...
Oh, boy.
Okay. Oh, he didn't say anything, Vicky.
Oh, and she says she did also. She knew.
Oh, she knew.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, with all due respect to you two, and certainly to my wife, I have to say that hooking up and thinking that it's love is probably not going to make for a long-lasting relationship.
But not a bad one, necessarily.
I didn't say that.
Yeah.
I kind of think that love is something different than lust. And love is something that you discover over a period of time. When in a new relationship, let's call it that, like Sharon says with David, it's going to take time to get to know the person. You know, you're only seeing what they're putting out as their best side right now. But, what happens when he comes in after mowing the lawn and he's all sweaty and muddy and... I mean, unless you're into that.
I am into that.
Oh, okay, Ronnie.
Yeah, I love it when my wife comes in and
all
she's
sweaty and dirty.
muddy.
Okay,
yeah.
Good. All right, good. There you go, Vicky. Love is something that takes time. How much time? There is no guideline for that. If I had the answer to that, I'd have a book out.
Well, I will say, though, that there's something, when somebody catches your eye, there's something with that first initial spark. And I know that when my wife and I first started dating, and it's not the first time it ever happened, but every time I knew we'd be going out on a date, I'd get butterflies in my stomach.
Really?
Yeah. It's like...
Were you eating them, or...?
I had eaten the butterflies to kill the little fleas that were in there. Yeah, so... I wish I'd known that butterflies didn't
You really
eat
paint a
fleas.
picture with words, you know that?
Yeah. So, but there is something to say when somebody really, they stand out so much in a crowd that in your mind you're going, wow. And I got to break me off a piece of that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Kit Kat bar.
Yeah.
I found my love standing in the welfare line. That's a song. That's Otis. Hey, Otis is back.
Otis
Otis has been on hiatus here for some time.
Mel Drums here.
Yeah, cool. Great, Mel. Cool.
Two with the 10 is a Willie Nelson song. Oh, okay. I knew I
think I'd heard that song before.
I've heard it someplace before.
Yeah.
I knew I wasn't that original.
All right, so Sharon, I don't know if we've had the definitive answer for you here. We both seem to be on both sides of the fence.
Yep.
You know, I was married the first time for 8 years.
Yeah.
Okay, so it wasn't like, I was young and dumb. Well, I was.
You were. Now you're just old and dumb.
Yeah. Thank you. And it didn't work. The second, it didn't take. Magic spell. You're married. Second time, 29 years. So I've been married a great portion of my life. That's 37 years. I mean, that's more than half. So I think I know a little bit about love, and I don't know. I just don't think it's something that happens overnight.
I don't think it is, but I think you can certainly feel a spark and feel attraction right away. But there's a huge difference between attraction and love. So take it for what it's worth. Enjoy the ride. Maybe you can make a go of it.
I got a haircut on Wednesday night.
Wow. Up and walking around already?
Yeah.
You're a stud.
Yeah, it took a couple days, but I'm okay. You know what happened? I'd been growing a beard, Ronnie, and
yeah.
And I went to the guy
it's the same pasty color as your skin.
Yes, it is.
So it kind of blends in.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. You're just full of the compliments today.
That's a nod to Toby.
You keep this up, and you're not going to be my Valentine. I'll find someone else, and I will. So I walk into, and this guy cuts my hair. His name is Kenny. I don't think that's his real name.
Kenny the barber. Yeah, it doesn't sound like Mac. Mac is a good barber name.
Yeah, no.
I used to go to Rob Roy, so there was a Rob and a Roy that were barbers.
Makes
and
sense.
Rob Roy Barber.
Yeah. So there's a language barrier between the two of us, Kenny and I.
Oh.
But see, the cool thing about that is, you know how I am about small talk. When somebody cuts your hair and they're in your personal space,
yeah,
people feel compelled to talk. They get uncomfortable and they want to talk to you.
Yep.
Kenny doesn't do that.
Oh,
and that's fine.
Because you can't.
Right, which is okay. And I just kind of sit there and I'm like, when I get my hair cut, I just love it. I just kind of melt into the chair.
So I went to the dentist on Friday, just a teeth cleaning and x-rays and stuff. And my dental hygienist, her name is Jessica. It's the same name as my daughter's name is also Jessica. And she's just so cute, but she's unbelievably talkative. And while you have contraptions in your mouth, it's all you could do is say and huh, and try to say some kind of word that makes sense to the story she's telling.
I have to go to the bathroom.
Yes. So it's very I don't enjoy. She's wonderful, and I love her stories, but it is hard to try to respond when you have different contraptions hanging. You've got like fish hooks in your mouth and what have you.
Kenny, I don't have to tell Kenny what I want.
Anon says, "Oh my God, Kenny's dead."
No, he's my guy. $12 haircut. You know how much I got out of there for the other night? $35.
Wow.
I'm a big tipper.
Holy cow.
I think I tipped him more than the haircut was.
Oh, Mel Drum went to the dentist last Wednesday. I wonder if we have the same dentist.
I don't think so.
Probably not.
So he says to me, "Oh, you have beard."
Oh, he noticed.
Yeah. And I go, "Yeah." I go, I need a haircut. I look shaggy. So he starts cutting my hair, and the next thing I know, he gets these clippers out and looks like a number 3. And all of a sudden I feel this going, "Dude, what are you doing?" I trim your beard.
Oh.
That's not exactly what I wanted, Kenny.
Well, you know what? It looks nice, though.
Well, thank you. It's very well manicured.
It's very Jimmy Garoppolo-ish.
Oh, do you think?
Yeah.
Except his would be black and mine is white.
Exactly.
And you can't see it.
Yeah.
Is mine white or gray?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay,
It's
so Kenny, thank you.
There's a third color in there that I'm not really sure what you'd call it. It's sand.
Sand.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a blonde. I don't know if you can tell or not, but
Yeah.
I have blonde hair. And you know something? Even when I was 25, this was the color of my mustache.
Mine, thankfully, is gray now. But when I first started with the sheriff's department, it was red.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so with brown hair and a red mustache was not a great look.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You got that ginger thing going on.
Yes, definitely.
So, yeah, I'm up and walking around. And if you're getting your hair cut, let me know. If you have any problems, I can try to walk you through it.
Roxanne is in a little bit of disbelief that you're a blonde. He's a sandy, he's a sandy colored blonde. Mm-hmm. Yep. He's not like a bleach blonde.
No. Okay.
Although only his hairdresser knows for sure.
Kenny.
Only
And
Kenny.
you killed Kenny. All right, time now for OK Boomer.
Oh.
New segment on the show. This is where we complete the line, when I was a kid. When I was a kid, we used to play Wild Wild West. And I was James Gordon. And my buddy was, doggone it, what was his name?
Jim West.
Jim West. And what did I
Or
say?
James West.
James West, that's right.
I can't remember.
Artemis Gordon.
Artemis Gordon.
That's what it was.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I was James West.
Yep.
And Robert Conrad passed away this week. He was 84 years old.
We lost a lot of legends this week.
I know.
Kirk Douglas.
102.
Yeah.
And also, yesterday, something very unfortunate was that Orson Bean,
Oh, yeah.
who was 91 years old, was hit by a car and killed.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
That's not the way you expect to die when you're 91.
No, I know. I was saying that same thing myself to my wife, which is really a shame. I remember so much watching him on the Match Game.
Yes.
And To Tell the Truth.
Yep.
With Kitty Carlisle.
Yes. She was my favorite.
Yeah. And Soupy Sales.
Super Sales is hilarious.
He was always on To Tell the Truth.
Yep.
Anyway, so we lost some people this week, and we'd be remiss if we didn't kind of bring that up.
I really did. I loved the way in Wild Wild West, he was jumping on things. He was doing kind of like a parkour before it was parkour.
Mm-hmm.
Dun,
dun, dun.
Very agile.
Dun,
Yeah.
dun, 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 dun.
He might
Dun,
be one of the
dun,
first
dun, 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 dun.
superhero type guys, really, if you think about it.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a great show.
All right. So, okay, Boomer.
Yep.
I got another one here for you. When I was a kid, when you'd get a cut, you'd rub some dirt on it and then get back on your bike and jump the next hill.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. And I tell people that all the time. I work for a high school. I work their basketball games and their football games. And it's so funny. If somebody from the opposing team goes down near where I'm standing, I tell them, rub some dirt on it and get back in there, Nancy.
Nancy. Oh, yeah. When we were kids and we had our bikes, Evel Knievel was, all the rage, and he was jumping
man.
everything in sight. And so
Yeah.
we always thought we were all Evel Knievel, and the bikes were just not meant for that at
No.
that time, as I recall.
I
And
had a Stingray. I got a Stingray, though, which was much more jumpable.
did you have a banana seat?
I did have a banana seat. Yeah.
And a sissy bar?
It did have a sissy bar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a Huffy. I bought it with my paper route money.
Oh, yeah, you were rolling in
it was
it out,
lime
too.
green. It was unbelievably bitchin'.
I remember that bicycle. Lime green.
You know what? Juno says she told her mom the name of our show, and her mom said, yeah, but women are so much smarter. We don't disagree.
Oh.
No, not one iota. And then Roxanne says that I remind her a little bit of her father, and he was her best friend, and I seem to have some of his mannerisms.
Yeah, he was a nut.
Everyone loved him. That's me to a T. He talked to everyone. I do talk to everyone. I can't help it. You know who talks more to everyone?
You to me?
My wife.
Oh.
We'll be going, we're someplace that, like, we're at Sam's Club. And then she sees somebody pick something up off the shelf. And then we had that last week. We loved it. Try making it with this. Like, you know what? Can we move on? Can we move on to the next sample, please? I've already had this sample.
You know, speaking of Valentine's Day, or I should say coupling, you know, when we were first married.
Not us.
No, we're not married.
No.
I also want to mention there's our shirts, which are on sale right
yeah.
now. If you look down in the descriptor down below there, you'll find the links. One of them is for shopping. The other one is to pay for it. All right, the PayPal one is to pay for it.
And this one, we do not sell, but you wouldn't want to buy it anyway. It was like $35.
Wow. And you can get this one for $20 in any size. Free shipping anywhere in the United States.
Not free shipping.
In fact,
not free shipping.
I don't want to show that side. It's got my address on it. There you go. Whoa. Okay, so these shirts, and there are 2 of them in here. These belong to Rick Clementson.
Oh, nice.
And he has told us that he would like one of each, gray and white.
Okay.
And he wanted the gray one so that he could wear that around proudly. And he wanted the white one for us to autograph that he could save.
Oh,
so,
wow.
And then he said to me, I'll just come by your work and pick them up next week or whenever you have them. And so that allows us to be able to do this. But just so you know, look, Rick, I got the pen. We got the shirts right here. And at some point today, I'll have Ronnie sign this one and I'll do it. And then I'll have them for you at my work next week.
There'll be a certificate of authenticity that we actually signed it.
Yeah.
Because they're worthless without a COA.
Right. And this actually will be 000000001.
Yes. And 2.
Well, the autograph, though.
Oh, with the autograph.
Yeah,
oh, okay.
Authenticity.
Yeah.
So, in other words, it'll be 00000. I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But that's the shirt right there. That's the gray one.
Yep.
All right. I got mine on.
Okay.
Okay.
I almost wore mine.
Get your shirts today. Once you get them, there's 2 more that are in the hopper right now. I should have those probably Tuesday, I would think. When I was a kid, if I gave my parents the finger, the next photo you would see would be an X-ray. All right.
I remember as a kid eating dinner and talking to people at the table.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody did this.
Right. Nobody had that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was before there was even a computer.
Yes.
And IBM was built as big as a building, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Texas T says the new Corvette is unbelievable. His buddy ordered one last night while he was over at his house. Mid-engine. It's going to be amazing. I am definitely getting one. Well, I can't say definitely. I want to drive one. And I drove a Ferrari 360, which is rear engine. And it was so noisy inside the car that you can barely carry on a conversation with the person next to you.
That ain't right.
So if the new Corvette, and all there is separating you from the engine is a piece of glass. So if it's too loud in the passenger compartment, it's not going to work. And I'll get a newer Corvette. I'll probably end up with the 7th generation, but
so you're saying
if it's not perfect, I'm not getting one.
But if the engine's too loud, it eliminates any chance of communication between the 2 people in the car?
I mean, well, you know what? Loud engines, I love for a minute.
Oh.
It's like my truck. I put an exhaust system on my truck, and it has a little bit of a drone to it at a certain speed.
It could be those tires you have on there, for God's sakes.
Could be a little bit of that too. But I definitely enjoy the sound of my truck with my exhaust system. But when I want it quiet to listen to music or whatever, then I don't want to listen to the drone.
We learned a new word on my radio show yesterday, didn't we? Well, maybe it wasn't new to you, but to my listeners. Frunk.
Oh, yes.
You're saying it has a frunk in it, huh?
Yes, it has a frunk and a trunk.
Wow.
Yeah, the
Frunk
trunk is big enough to put in 2 sets of golf clubs, and then the frunk, which is a front trunk, is large enough for maybe like an overnight bag.
So you could have junk in your frunk?
You could have some junk in your frunk. Yeah. Yeah.
No kidding. New word. Okay, Ronnie. Today on our Mantasy draft, we're going to be talking about dirty
I love these.
dirty sounding words that are just not what they sound, not what they
words.
seem like.
Yeah, they're just words.
dirty. Mine has a little twist to it. You know how much I love science. Mine are scientific terms. So I don't know if we're going to cross over on that at all or not. But you know how our fantasy game works. We pick a topic. I mean, just for an example, like presidents.
Right.
And then we each pick 3, but we do it in a significant order such that the person that wins Rochambeau gets to pick first or defer and go second.
Right.
Because when you go second, you get 2 picks. All right. And that's called a snake draft.
Correct.
All right. And so today, it's words that sound dirty but really aren't. All right. So if you want to get some of those in right now in chat, we'll take some of your suggestions. I've got mine narrowed down to about 15. So
I do have about a dozen here.
yeah, okay.
And some of them, as I read them, I giggled. You heard me when I was putting my list together.
Yeah.
I was giggling.
He was.
So, yep.
You ever touch your keyboard and a word appears? I just
Yes.
hit, look at what just came up.
Oh, poop.
Oh, poop. It's so random. That is so random. All right. Also, we're going to play Which One of Us is Lying. In fact, you know what? Let's do that right now, Ronnie.
Okay.
While people are suggesting dirty words that sound dirty but that aren't. Get them in on live chat right now.
I want to
okay?
see. I want to see the list.
All right. Before we get to our Which One of Us is Lying. What?
Fluff.
Fluff.
You know what a fluffer is?
Oh, yeah, I do. I do. That's right. A fluffer.
Grind.
Okay. These are good.
Serotinious cone.
Wow. Some thought went into that one.
Suck.
Ooze.
Shart.
Short. No, that's what it is.
It is. That is. Yeah. That's just a word that is pretty descriptive, actually.
It is what it is.
There's not a better word that fits better than shart. If you really think about it.
All right, so keep your suggestions rolling in here. I haven't heard any of mine on there yet, but remember, mine are going to be science-based. Well, you know.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, Ronnie, so it's time for, if we do this first, we got to do Rochambeau.
Oh,
well, maybe we'll do it twice. First. Maybe we'll do it twice.
Okay, all right.
Okay,
all right.
So Which One of Us is Lying? We're going to play that game. Each one of us is going to tell you a little story. Man, my hands are freezing, Ron.
Mine are warming up.
So one of us is going to tell you a story, and then the other, and you're going to determine which one of us is lying. In order to find out who goes first, we're going to do the old rock, paper, scissors, and here we go, Ronnie.
Okay. Oh, that's just because my fingers wouldn't open.
Wait. Man, I can relate. All right.
Yes.
Paper covers rock.
Yes.
All right, you're up.
Okay. So when I was 17, in high school, I was taking an auto shop class. I think I mentioned it last week. And So I wanted, because I was thinking I might just become a mechanic. So I went, and my mom had a friend whose son-in-law was the manager of the automotive department at Woolco. And Woolco is out of business since like 1996. I think they folded.
I'm having trouble even remembering that.
Woolco was where Home Depot is.
WOLCO.
Yeah, Home Depot at Madison Manzanita.
Oh, yeah.
Was the Woolco store.
Right.
Woolco and Kmart were the two first original giant box stores.
Mm-hmm.
They're just like Walmart's are now. They had an automotive section. They had, everything. Children's clothing and shoes and electronics and what have you. But I worked in the automotive section, and they worked kind of a hierarchy. If you're a mechanic, you start out as a tire monkey, and a tire monkey just mounts and balances tires. And then you go from a tire monkey to a lube tech, and a lube tech does oil and filter changes.
That's quite a promotion there.
Well, the nice thing about that is that every oil and filter change you did, you got $1. There was $1 added to your minimum wage.
Unheard of.
Yes. And minimum wage back in 70 whatever was probably $2 an hour.
Yeah, I think so.
So, and we would try to get oil and filter changes out. You could do them in about 15 minutes.
Sure.
So, anyway, the guy ahead of me that was the lube tech, his name was Max, and he was a smallish Hispanic guy, and he didn't like me, and I don't like it when people don't like me. So I'm balancing my tires, and they would run these $9.99 lube oil filter changes. Oil was 79 cents.
There was no such thing as synthetic oil back then.
Right. Oil was 79 cents a quart. You had no money in it. It was, whatever. And they would run these specials, and so Max would be freaking busy changing oil. Boom, boom, boom. All day long he'd be changing oil. And I wanted that job. I saw him. He had a car up on the lift, and he got to the point where he got a little bit ahead of himself, and he did not tighten the drain plug. Have probably alerted Max. Company. It was Woolworths. Everybody knows Woolworths. It was but it was more than their 5 and dime store. Mm-hmm. Big box store.
Okay, so was he telling you the truth? We're going to find out shortly. Let me find my story here.
Jimmy, at least listen to Lou's story first before you decide. He thinks I'm fibbing.
Okay. Now I need it and I can't find it. Oh, I know now. Okay. Boy, I hope that doesn't give me away as a liar. So, back in 1991, I took a job as the marketing director / main DJ at a local bar nightclub here in the greater Sacramento area. And one of the reasons that they hired me to do this was because I had a lot of experience putting on concerts. I worked at a radio station that would do about 3, maybe sometimes as many as 4 concerts a year. So we would hire bands to come in. We would rent a stage, and we would sell tickets. And the maximum capacity was about 370 when completely full, according to the fire marshal. But the point is, the more people we could get in there, the more money we would make.
Absolutely.
And that's one of those things that...
The bottom line.
Yeah, bars and fire marshals fight about over and over and over again. So one of the bands that we used to do a lot of was Tower Power. Okay, and I know how much...
Them.
Yeah,
I just saw them in concert. They're amazing still.
And they were. One of the bands that we had in there that would sell the place out twice a year, and I know you're familiar with them, is Rain, a tribute to the Beatles.
Love them too.
Now, if you've never seen a Beatles tribute band, it's a shame, because good ones take you all through the sequencing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the years of progression.
Right. The lads from Liverpool with their mop top haircuts all the way through various. So anyway, the point is that my job there when we would have bands is I would bring them onto the stage, introduce them and bring them onto the stage. And then I would, they'd take their intermission and then I'd come back up and bring them back up and they'd be in costume. Well, one of these nights we were in the intermission and playing music and stuff and people were getting their drinks and I'm backstage, which was really the kitchen area. And
sounds beautiful.
Mark, the guy that played John Lennon, is dressed as John Lennon from Sgt. Pepper.
Oh, yeah.
And he goes, Lou, come here, man, come here. And so I'm going, what's something wrong? What's the matter? Because, I was in charge of what took place backstage and make sure they had food and drinks and that sort of thing, hospitality. And so he goes, come here. And so the four Beatles and I went out back and Mark fired up a joint. And here I was outside the bar, behind it in the parking lot, smoking a joint with four Beatles.
With the Beatles.
From Sgt. Pepper, all dressed up in costume. All right, that's my story.
All right.
Where do you people stand? Which one of us buffoons is lying to you today? Who's telling the truth? We're waiting to hear from you on live chat. You're just joining us.
Roxanne doesn't think that I could do what I did, or what I alleged I did.
You alleged. Mm-hmm.
Non says I'm lying. Tom Sawyer says it's believable.
What's believable?
Oh, well, which one? Sasha says I'm lying.
Okay.
Tom Sawyer says I'm lying.
See, I guess they don't think that you would get somebody fired, Ronnie, is what they're saying.
You know what? You got to do what you got to do to work your way up that corporate ladder.
Well, there you go, people. He's further illustrating his point here. Which one of us is telling you the truth?
Slednick says, I doubt Lou is a pothead. Let's see. Yeah.
Rick Clemens says Lou is lying.
Yep.
Ronnie
Jason says I'm lying.
Ronnie's too nice a guy, says Tom Sawyer.
Let's see. Ronnie loves cars too much.
To ruin one.
Yep. Let's see. So.
Come on, get him in, folks. We got to move on.
Lou's age gave it away.
Mm-hmm.
Lou is definitely a pothead.
Okay.
That's from Tom Sawyer.
Thank you, bud.
Great story, Lou, but I think it's just a story. That's from Juno.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Lube Tech is a little crazy. It was a lofty goal. Yeah.
A lot of stress associated with that. Yeah.
You know what? I got to tell you that we used a bubble balancer. Do you remember bubble balancing tires?
No, I don't think so.
So what you did is you took the wheel and tire as an assembly and you put it on this cone, and in the middle of the cone was a little glass vial that had a bullseye in it. And wherever the tire is heavy, and it's, tires balance because it's slightly, they're not made perfectly. And so wherever it was light, whatever is up at the top, you go to the opposite, you kind of make a peace sign out of it, you cut it in thirds, and you put weights on the tire until it's right smack dab in the middle, so that bubbles in the middle. And then you cut that weight in half, and you put half on the inside, half on the outside in the two spots.
Wow.
And then that tire is
It seems like a lot of work.
Now, spin balancers.
Yeah.
Tires, back then, you could balance a tire, and people would come back in 20 minutes and go, at 80 miles an hour, this thing is way out of balance. Okay, take it off. Let's try it again.
All right, it's time for us to divulge which one of the two of us is telling the truth and which one is lying. Ronnie?
Yeah. So will the person telling the truth please stand up? I can't stand up anymore.
I'm getting dizzy.
Yep.
Am I telling the truth or am I lying? I can't remember. I mean, which one am I standing for?
Yeah, you're standing.
Oh, I'm standing. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm telling the truth.
Yes.
And Ronnie was lying.
Yep.
He did not.
I did not let the cut. Although
There's an although.
Max did not tighten that bolt, and it did drip oil. I saw it dripping oil as they backed it out into the customer parking area, and then I told him, "You need to pull the car back in here. It's dripping oil." And so he did, and I saved his job, even though
almost $5 worth of oil.
He still didn't like me afterwards.
And you saved his ass.
And like I said, I don't like people that don't like me. So,
all right, you're watching Sunday Morning Mass. I'm Lou Gallagher. That's Corvette Ronnie there, and we've just concluded our segment called "Which One of Us Is Lying." It now brings us to. Oh, I wanted to do this recipe next Sunday morning. I'm going to share with you because it's Daytona 500.
That's right.
And I have a party for that too.
Yes. Party of one.
Same party of one. I have a party every year for Daytona. People always go, "Come on up." No, I'm fine. I'm going to a party. That reminds me of something else too. St. Valentine's Day.
Oh,
we got to talk about that because that's coming up.
That's this Friday.
All right. So now we're going to do our Mantasy draft. And today we're going to talk about terms that words that sound dirty but really aren't.
No, they're real words.
Yeah. Okay, and we're going to do rock, paper, scissors once again. And I'm ready, Ronnie, when you are.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, damn it.
In your head.
Get the trophy out. I'm going to win it.
I'm all up in your head.
Okay.
Trophy.
Oh,
it's on this side.
Oh, that's right. It stays on your
where
side.
It'll probably stay here.
All
I
right.
got some doozies.
Okay, so are you going to go first or are you going to defer?
You know what? I think I'm going to defer.
Ooh.
Because I have a couple of these words. Just as I was putting them in my phone, I was giggling.
Okay.
So I really want to get two out there.
All right, let's see. Did you guys watch it? Yeah, I watched a little XFL yesterday.
I watched a little bit.
It wasn't that
I
great.
couldn't get into it.
No, neither.
How
dare you high five, Jimmy.
In football, you kind of follow players, and if you don't know any of the players, it's hard to get excited about it.
Well, it was at one point one of the I know. It was the defensive tackle ran off the field, and he took off his helmet. And I go, "That's my garbage man."
Not anymore. You're gonna have to find a new garbage man.
All right, I'm going to go first.
Yes.
And into our Mantasy draft picks, words that sound dirty but aren't. The first one I'm going to go with is angina.
Ooh, my heart.
Angina. This is not a body part.
No.
It's chest pain caused by reduced blood flow to the heart. Angina.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
My NJJ.
You're NJJ.
JJ.
You're NJJ.
All right. Ronnie gets 2 picks now.
This is going to be my first one.
Okay.
Tease hole. It's one that I was laughing when I wrote it down. And you can look this up. A tease hole is the hole in a furnace that a glassmaker uses, and he puts fuel in through the tease hole.
Okay, that's kind of science-based.
To warm up the furnace.
Okay.
That's the tease hole.
A tease hole is his first pick and second pick in the first round.
No relation to Glory Hole
at
all. No, it's completely different.
That's a different show.
Way different.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're not doing that show.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, tease hole.
I laughed at 2 other ones, but I'm going to hope that you don't use my third choice. I got to get this one out there because this is another one that I giggled at.
Okay.
Coccyx.
Damn it.
Yeah, that's your tailbone.
Yeah.
Yeah, the coccyx.
Okay. So tease hole and coccyx.
Yeah.
I think that's how it's pronounced.
Coccyx, I'm sorry. Yes.
Okay. I'm going to go with galactic bulge.
What the hell is that? I've had that
tell you.
before. If you have it for more than 4 hours, you need to contact a doctor.
Or in my case, no, I don't have time to call the doctor. I'm busy. You might hear an astronomer use this word, galactic bulge,
I never have.
but not in the bedroom. A galactic bulge is the center of a galaxy made of mostly older stars. The Milky Way's core is made of 10,000 stars, and last year, scientists discovered it's shaped like a penis. I'm sorry, peanut.
Oh, which is kind of shaped like a penis anyway. So
I now have galactic bulge and angina.
yes.
And so now, and you took my, God dang it, you took my good one there. Okay. Last but not least, my final pick, angina, galactic bulge. My final pick is sea puss.
So I was thinking one very similar to that, but not quite that.
Nothing body related.
Yeah, what is a sea
A
puss?
sea puss is a strong seaward current, riptide, or undertow.
I think I've just always called it a riptide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now you can call it a sea puss.
I'm going to. You bet your bottom dollar. I'm going
All
to
right.
definitely call it a sea
Ronnie, your final pick today?
puss. I'm torn.
Galactic bulge.
So this is something I did earlier today.
Oh boy, great. Did you masticate?
Mastication.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, mastication. That's to chew. If you chew something, you're masticating.
All right.
Yeah.
So let's review. Ronnie, you went first. Or
Yeah.
I went first,
You
didn't
went
I?
first.
You deferred.
Yep.
Okay, so I have angina, galactic bulge, and sea puss. You name me one other show
That uses those three words.
in the same segment.
Yeah. Yep. And then I think I'm going to win it just on my first one alone.
Okay.
The tease hole.
The tease hole, that's a good one.
And then coccyx.
Yeah, it's hard to beat.
Wow, those are two winners side by side. I don't really need my third one, but I threw mastication in there just for good measure.
And Ronnie did that already this morning.
Yeah, I did masticate.
That's why we're not shaking hands.
I was masticating like crazy about it 2 hours ago.
Live chat, Ronnie, please get us out of this.
Jimmy Fast is going with Jimmy Fast goes with me.
Okay.
Roxanne wants to know why you emphasized on sea puss. Yeah.
It wasn't on purpose.
Anon says tough call today.
I know.
Roxanne agrees.
Yep.
Tom Sawyer's going with galactic bulge.
Galactic bulge.
Roxanne says mastication won it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. And it's crazy that it was my third pick.
Yeah, I know. What the hell?
And there were so many other good ones in there.
There are. We've got a list of honorable mentions, by the way.
Rick Clemenson says Ronnie wins this week.
God dang it, Rick. You're not getting your damn shirts.
Sasha's going for you because of the angina.
Okay.
And JJ.
And JJ.
Let's see. Tom Sawyer says Lou. Slednick says Lou. Anon says Lou. Jason says Lou.
Ronnie.
Oh man, I don't really have a concession speech made up, so I guess I'll just hand it over. Last, Roxanne says me, but I think it's
Last ditch effort.
too little, too late. And there it is.
Well, I just would like to say that
Hang my head in shame.
I'm going to go ahead and take credit for having the best team this week. I could say something about Ronnie's 49ers.
Oh.
And how I won that bet, but I don't even want to go there. That wouldn't be nice if I were to talk about that, would it? So I'll just gloat with this particular trophy in my hand. I want to thank our viewers for really supporting me and my words that sound dirty but aren't. Thank you very much.
I think they just feel sorry for you at some point after losing. So,
well,
it's the sympathy vote. I get it.
Well, if there's a sympathy thing, the last thing you have is a galactic bulge. So
I'm white. What do you expect? Yeah.
I would think sympathy vote, you'd get that. Me, I've got a galactic bulge, and I'm not afraid to say it.
It's shrinkage.
It's cold.
Yeah,
it's cold in our studio. All right, Ronnie.
Slednick says too soon.
Too soon, yeah.
Talk about 49ers. Yeah.
Well, we do need to talk about the Super Bowl. It was a really good game.
I thought it was.
It was both teams. I like when both teams don't like each other.
Yeah.
And although there was a lot of respect for both teams and coaching staffs and such, they fought really hard. The 49ers came out, showed everybody they meant business.
Yep.
But I think they had a turning point where, what was it? They could have gone for a touchdown, but they went for a field goal, or I can't remember.
No, they could have called timeout right before the half.
Oh, right.
And they didn't. They tried to throw a long pass down the field and didn't work out. Had he called a timeout, might have been able to get off a couple of plays and get it within field goal range. I mean, in the end, it wouldn't have mattered, but.
Well, I just wanted to say, and I alluded to this just a moment ago, I just wanted to say that I never wanted to win that bet, Ronnie, with,
I never wanted to lose that bet.
I know. And I felt so bad. Ron and I kind of texted back and forth for a period of the game. And when the Chiefs came back, it was like, Katie, bar the door. That's what my coach used to say all the time. Katie, bar the door.
Well, and you know what? I think that the Chiefs did a better job at halftime making adjustments. 49ers came out, and what I'll never understand is why they didn't just continue to run the ball down their throat. They were averaging, I think somebody said, 7.1 yards per running play. Why stop? They did it against Green Bay.
Yeah.
They kept running the ball. I think Garoppolo only threw it 11 or 13 times in that game.
Mm-hmm.
Just keep running the ball.
I know. Well, I guess they thought they saw something that they could take advantage of, and it wasn't there.
It was not there, and it really kind of exposed them a little bit. They're starting center. I think his last name was Richburg. He was injured earlier in the year, and definitely the quarterback protection dropped off dramatically with the new center. He was good, but he was not their starting center, and it showed.
Yeah.
So
yeah, there were some holes in the cheese.
Yeah.
Okay, so the food was great. My wife had cheese and crackers for me. She had chips and dip, and we had clam dip.
Oh.
I haven't had that since I was like 20. It was delicious. And then, as if that weren't enough,
That's not enough.
she made, we had tri-tip the night before, barbecued, and we had perfect weather for barbecuing.
Yep.
And then on Sunday, we had tri-tip sliders with
dang.
cheese, onions, and peppers, like a cheesesteak sandwich. And just little sliders about that big or so,
Yep.
Oh my God, they were so good, so good. What
Yep.
did you have?
We did keto food, and it was.
Gee, I didn't see that coming, Ron.
Yeah, and you know what? I mean, it's a lot more boring, compared to that, but it was good. We had cheeses. Obviously, cheese is very keto. Meat is keto, so we were fine. Shrimp is keto. It's all good. Mel Drum makes a good point here. Frank Clark, and I wasn't sure of his name. I think he's number 92. He tipped 5 passes in the game.
Yeah, there seemed like there was a lot of them.
And he was always in Garoppolo's face mask.
Well,
He
in
was
football,
up in there all night, after halftime.
one of the things they teach you as a defensive player is if you're getting blocked so well that you're not going to get to the quarterback or the running back or whatever the case may be, put your hands up.
Right.
Just put your hands up. It's not like you're trying to block it. Your hands are going to be in a position where it may obscure a receiver, you know?
Well, and the defensive linemen are typically 6'4" and taller.
No
so
kidding.
when you put your hands up there, that's 8 feet in the air, and coming out of a 6'2" quarterback's arm, you got a chance. You got a chance to touch that ball.
Keto food give you diarrhea, Ron?
You know what? Initially, you got kind of it's a little bit loose back there, and then your system gets used to it, and then it's all good.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Woo, Valentine's Day, right around the corner. Going to be on Friday night this year. And my wife and I, in the early stages of our relationship, we would do, romantic things or go out for a romantic dinner. But honestly, we don't really do that much anymore. It's gotten to the point where if it could be done, it's been done.
Right.
She does not like flowers, especially sent to work. You know how guys like to do it as well. Guys like to do it to make a big deal out of it.
Right.
Women kind of like it because it shows the other women in their office.
Right.
Wow, I got flowers. My wife doesn't want those. If she's gonna get flowers, just have them bring them at home.
Yeah.
Will we go out for dinner this year? Well, here's the plan. She and I are gonna have to go to this party. I know.
What the hell?
It's like a dinner party with a bunch of the girls that she went to college with.
Oh, okay. She does that every once in a while. She gets together with those.
Yeah. And
last I remember, you love those girls. You said you dig chatting with them. That's the way I remember it.
Are you sure it was me? Maybe there was another host that came in that day. Yeah. Oh, that sounds like a ton of fun. Having worked all day and then rushing out to a dinner all the way across town.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, you know what? We do not typically go out to dinner on Valentine's Day because most of the restaurants have a limited menu.
Right.
And a jacked up price.
Oh, for sure.
And so we will probably, and besides I'm working basketball game Friday night. So we will probably go out Saturday night when everything is back to normal.
Semi-normal.
I'm not sure where we're going to go yet. And she's under the weather, so hopefully she's feeling better by next weekend. But
it doesn't sound like it's the flu, so there's a chance.
Well, she did something that she hasn't done in 2 years. She called off sick on Friday. So, and everybody in her office, and the problem is, so about half the people in her office, they come in.
Great, now you're coughing.
Yeah. Half the people in her office, they come into work sick or not. They save their sick days for when they're not really sick.
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to burn up a sick day if you're not, if you're not feeling good. So anyway, they get the whole office infected. So her whole office is sick. And the people on either side of her little cubicle, they're hacking and wheezing, and she knew she was going to get it. And I was pretty sure that I was going to get it. And, oh, there I go, knocking on the table.
Again.
So far, I'm okay. I felt a little tickle in my throat. I worked yesterday, felt a little tickle in my throat, and I thought, oh, here it comes. But I woke up this morning. I feel fine, so we'll see. But anyway, hopefully she'll be better by next week. And I know I've talked to people that have had this, and the cough is lingering. And she has been coughing so hard that her ribs hurt from the coughing. So hopefully it's all behind us next week and we can go out to dinner.
All right, I think that's going to bring us to the conclusion of our broadcast. So we'd like to do a really quick Q&A before we get out of here with the folks in our live chat.
Yeah.
If there's something you'd like to know, something you'd like to say, check in, whatever it might be. We have a few minutes before we pull the plug and Ronnie goes back into a comatose state.
Jimmy says always break up before Thanksgiving and make up February 15th. That's sound advice because you don't have to take them out to dinner or any of that stuff that's, expensive. Yeah, that's good solid advice.
As long as I've known you, you're so cheap. You are the cheapest person I know.
Slednick says sounds like coronavirus. No, she does not drink beer. So
okay, good.
Yeah, so it's not coronavirus.
And what's coronavirus without Lyme disease? It's not pretty.
It's not complete. No. Put a little Lyme disease in your coronavirus.
All right, get your comments in right now. We're winding down, my friends.
Let's see. Roxanne says if you go, I'll have no other choice but to do housework. Oh.
Yeah. I've got a stove, I got an oven I got to work on when I get home.
Oh,
you know what's going on this weekend is the Pebble Beach AT&T Open, and I just love golf from there.
I watched a little bit of it yesterday, and what's his lefty was doing pretty darn good.
I'll take him. I think his odds are good.
And you know what's funny? I've played that golf course probably 50 times on Tiger Woods video golf. I can't remember what hole it is, but the tee box is here and you're shooting over a cliff to land on the little green.
That's 18.
Is that 18?
Yeah.
Man, on Tiger Woods, I've got it down pat. I can stick it. Yeah. I got that hole.
It helps you get your steps in, I trust, when you're playing that much golf, right?
If I shake this hand a little bit when I'm doing the joystick, yeah, those count as steps.
Roxanne says, I love this show. You guys rock. Thank you, Roxanne. We appreciate that. We sure do have fun.
Roxanne.
Find a mate born on February 29th and get married on February 29th. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
You know what? I don't know if you know Karen Wall, Helen Wall. Their dad was born on February 29th. And
what is he, like 12?
He was he was older, so he would have been like on his 84th birthday. He was 21.
Oh, wow.
And so I took him a 6-pack of beer.
Very thoughtful of you, Rob.
Yeah.
Leap years. Yeah, I'm still not sure I understand why we have a leap year. I mean, I do. But it's like daylight savings time. Just everybody be on the same time all the time.
That's going to happen.
Tired of that.
We voted for it. That's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Joystick. Now that's a word that sounds dirty, but it's not.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, man. That might have put me over the top. Let's see. Jimmy Fast says, Corvette Ronnie, make the Vega shirt. I think he might be maybe talking about, I told people last week about the Corvega shirt that I had that my girlfriend embroidered for me.
Well, we should probably plug our T-shirts once again. They come in gray and white. Sizes small, medium, large, extra large, 2 extra large, and 3 extra large in all shirts are the same price, which is just $20.
Yep. And
there's free shipping within the United States. We have a package going out. We've got to sign these today and get them out to Rick Clemenson. Congratulations to him for being the first person to purchase not 1 but 2 shirts. Appreciate that a lot, Rick, and we'll get those autographed for you. I'll have them at work.
Roxanne, she'll can I get that T-shirt? I do windows. Oh, wow. Not with the T-shirt, hopefully. Not right away. I mean, in a couple of years, it's going to be a rag, but, you know.
If you don't know, the link is below. You can go to Facebook Marketplace right there. You don't even have to be on Facebook to do that, as I'm told. You could just go to Facebook Marketplace, do a search for that, and you can find them. And you can shop there. And then when it comes time to make your payment, you can do that at paypal.me/DustErica.
Yep.
Okay, but it's below. Just click the link. When you get the shirts, when they're sent to you, get them. Please, we want to have a picture of you in that shirt.
Yep.
We're going to show them on our show. We're going to put them up on our website. and they're very comfortable to sleep in, ladies. You know what? I already buttoned up once, but I'll go ahead and do it. We're not going to get rich on these shirts.
No.
And we know that.
Right.
So there's, whoops, missing one there. Okay.
There you go.
There's the shirt. This is the gray one, although I guess it looks kind of white.
That's me right there.
Yeah, with that little tuft of hair.
Yeah, you can tell.
Up here.
I got the kid and play thing going on.
You do.
Not quite as tall as his, but.
And this is just me being cranky right there.
You know what? It kind of occurred to me that probably 70% of our audience doesn't know who Kid and Play is. So Google that.
Okay.
Yeah, Google Kid and Play.
All right, so get your T-shirts. They're helping us offset some of the costs that we have with equipment. I hope you'll notice that our shot is just crystal clear now.
Yeah.
We have a brand new microphone that's really doing a dandy job, as per your suggestions.
And the video, it may default to 480, but you can click and you can watch it in 1080p, which means you can watch it on a big screen, high def TV.
And imagine how attractive we are on a bigger TV.
I can only imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
Yeah. Also, you'll notice I can't get that straight. How do weather people do that? That's the new Sunday Morning Mass logo right there. We have the new colorful background that you suggested. And I think I'm going to change out that Men Are So Smart logo sometime for next week. Okay?
Kind of like it.
Anything left in the live chat that you can talk about?
Oh, let's see. I scrolled down a bit here. Let's see. What do we got? Tom Sawyer says he's at 1080p. Good on you, boy. Hooli. Let's see. Jimmy Fast. Yes, it's good quality. Thank you very much.
Otis says, will you frame my shirt for me, or is that asking too much? That's asking too much.
Yeah. Yeah. For an additional $100, we'll put it in a shadow box.
What do you mean we? I don't have time for that.
I'll take it to Aaron Brothers.
All right.
Yeah.
That sounds good. Okay, so that's going to about do it for today. We've had a blast with you. Daytona 500 is next Sunday.
Yeah.
And both of us will be sitting down to watch that, I believe.
Yep.
And we have our favorite drivers, and I'm sure we'll probably talk a little bit about it next Sunday. Yeah, as I mentioned, I'll be having a party, as I always do every year at my house.
It's the Super Bowl of NASCAR.
And it's the first week.
Isn't that crazy?
It is.
They have their Super Bowl opening week.
And you know, Hailie Deegan raced in the ARCA race I think it was yesterday in the afternoon, and she took second place at Daytona. I think that was her first time at that track, a 2.5 mile track.
Oh, boy.
And she took second place, and man, she was strong. Although there was a problem where she may or may not have taken out the number 11 car. It was a drafting incident, and
you know what, though?
That's a name to watch out for, ladies. If you're a fan of racing, Hailie Deegan is a name that is going to be around for a long time, man. She is the real deal, not like Danica, Aaron Rodgers' girlfriend.
Yeah.
That's what my wife asked me last Sunday when she saw a picture of him. Either he was at the game or something. And she goes, is Danica there? Who cares?
Well, and Aaron Rodgers is at Pebble Beach this week.
Oh, maybe that's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's at Pebble Beach.
Yeah, is Danica there? Who cares?
Well, you know what's funny is I got to watch a glimpse of Pebble Beach yesterday, and they showed Aaron Rodgers walking with, God dang, I can't think of who it was.
I saw that interview.
But, so I asked my sergeant, I go, I wonder if Danica's there.
Ronnie.
I'm sorry. She's not unattractive. She's not much of a race car driver, but she's not unattractive. I'll give her that. So there.
I know what my mama says.
Rubbing is racing. Thank you, Mel Drum.
Yeah, John Andretti. That was very sad, although it was coming.
Yeah.
It wasn't a surprise, but
no, still sad.
A fitting tribute, having those ambulances and hearse
circle the track.
Yeah.
Yep.
Very touching.
Yep.
That Andretti family has been a solid family in racing for as long as I can remember. So at least 60 years. Mario Andretti was perhaps one of the greatest Indianapolis 500 racers of all time. What?
Well, Mel Drum, this is something that sounds dirty, but it's really not.
Okay.
He says a lot of drivers got into the back of Danica on the racetrack.
I think he means rear-ended her.
Which is dirty, but it sounds dirty, but it's not.
Did you enjoy that segment today, folks? I hope so. Galactic bullshit. Still is funny. Sorry.
Oh, my coccyx. Coccyx. You know what? We need to end this show because I have to go masticate.
I gotta masticate. Sorry. Okay. Now we're at that point in the show where we try to turn off the camera.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen.
Crossing our fingers.
I got the mouse right here. We hope that you've had a really good time. We've had a good time with you. Thank you for everybody in the live chat. We appreciate it. We appreciate you very much. It means a lot that you watch. We're at 660 subscribers right now, and we still do need to get to 1,000. So if you find a way that you might be able to expose some more people to this show, please don't hesitate. But you know what? Make sure they're of the same mindset as you and us.
If they don't get us,
right,
there's no sense.
Yeah, you know, yeah. And we understand that sometimes people have to get over the name. Get over it.
Yeah.
It's not that big of a deal. It's just, you know.
I think the women in our audience, they're completely over it. Roxanne, Sasha.
Oh, yeah. And they get it. You know, they get what it is that we're trying to do here. It's
because we're certainly not portraying ourselves as being smarter than anybody else.
No. And if we do it.
Football players, maybe.
Well, yeah, definitely football players. So it's facetious.
Yes.
That's really what it is. Okay. And if you don't believe it, talk to some of the ladies in the live chat. Okay. What?
Slednick says, great, leave us with the image of Ronnie masticating.
You know what they say, leave them wanting more. Okay, woo. I'm Lou Gallagher.
I'm Corvette Ronnie.
And we will see you on the very next Men Are So Smart. And then I click this right here like that. There we go. Okay, Ronnie.
I think that's it.
I'm pretty sure we're off.
Dang.
Are you going to masticate on camera?
Trying to figure what I can masticate. I have some.
How'd you like a nice plump muffin?
You know, not keto.
No.
Not cool either.
Sorry.
Not cool to even say. I watch like these YouTube shows where they're making food. Suddenly I'm so freaking hungry. Oh,
I'm starving.
Still live, says Rick.
Somebody needs to bring us some food. Oh, garçon.
Holy crap.
Please bring me eggs with bacon. Oh, you know what? You know what's really cool, Ronnie? We got a new waffle maker.
Oh, I love my waffle maker.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can put blueberries in it.
Oh, that sounds great.
Oh, it's amazing.
You know,
and blueberries are keto. Kind of keto.
My wife puts a little vanilla in the recipe.
I think we're still on because Roxanne says garçon.
Huh. I clicked it off. I'll click it off again. Here.
Here we go.
All right.
Okay.
There. Now. It's not like we're still on.
Now we're good.
We're off. Finally.
Well, let me see. I got something.
I think I'm going to mow the lawn today.
I got that's something that sounds dirty, but it's not too.
Mow the lawn?
Yeah. Wait. Where's my thing? Oh. Do you ever get that thing from Apple that tells you your screen time? I'm trying to
No, I don't want to know what my screen time is. I know what most of my battery usage is. It's iHeartRadio.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Are we still on?
Oh. Doug Carver says still on.
Huh. Okay.
Jimmy Fast wants to marry a waffle maker. That's not a bad
Mine
choice.
is spoken for, Jimmy.
That's not a bad choice.
It ain't going nowhere.
Yep.
All right. Let's try this again, Ronnie. Let's count down from 300. Ready? 300. 299. 298. 297.